Today on Derek Does, we're doing this. Hi, welcome back to another Derek Does. I'm Derek, and if you're new here, check out other videos because I know you're going to find something. Today we're going to be doing it on this. This is the Cooper A2 leather jacket. Now this one's too big for me. This is a 52R, so it's for the bigger guys. I'm a 42R to 42 long, depending how that goes, maybe 44, depends on the A2 cut and everything like that. But I'm going to be showing you this jacket because this is a great example of an entry-level, all-leather, nice A2 jacket that you can purchase for under $150 and still have that great look of an A2 and all the features and that sort of thing. So this is a moderner one. I say moderner because this was probably from 1989 to 1992, in that range. Cooper was one of the original manufacturers from World War II for the A2 jacket, although they made very small amounts, and actually to have a Cooper from that time period is quite rare because they did not make them in the tens of thousands like the other manufacturers did, but they did make them. So that's something. I don't know if it's the exact same company as it is today. It might have been Cooper then, and then it got out of there and someone bought the name and then they brought it back. They've been making jackets, leather jackets, through the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s for quite a while. In 88 and 96, they got a contract from the Air Force when the Air Force decided to bring back the A2 for their pilots. They got the contract for that, but they didn't do it under the Cooper name. They did it under the Saddlery name. So if you're looking for like a vintage 90s A2, it'll probably be a Saddlery. And then later, I think it was was it Averex? Someone had that contract like that. But Cooper's a really great brand for just a all around good jacket. This is a great example. This is in goatskin. The original A2s were either in horsehide or goatskin. I prefer personally horsehide. I just like the way it fits, it looks and everything. This sort of goatskin gives a little plasticky feel to me, but it isn't. It's just how the skin is. It's a really tough skin and it's very soft and very drapey. So if you like more of a drapey type of jacket as opposed to more like a chunk, go with goatskin. It's a great jacket. Don't go with a sheepskin if you see something like that, because the moment you hit something, it's just gonna tear right open. It may look great, but sheepskin is not good as a tough jacket. Now, I'm not talking shearling, I'm talking just sheepskin. Now there's capeskin, which is different, but capeskin is also sheep, but it's a different type of sheep and it's a very tough, and that's what the original A1s were made out of, just for your knowledge, or if you already know, you know. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this Cooper. This is from 89 to 92, in that range. And it's too big for me. It's a 52. I'm a 42. I'll put it on just so you can see. It looks like I'm from the 90s wearing a big mall jacket, but I'm not. It's actually this jacket. So if you're wanting to get into A2s, if you like the looks of them, if you've been watching the movies or TV shows or just going through the old books and you see every service member in the Army Air Corps basically had an A2 leather jacket. And when you see all of them, you're just like, wow, those are great. Now you can get into it because you can even pick these up from 50, probably to 150, depending on the size and the condition, that sort of thing. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll put this on just so you can see what it looks like on. Again, this is not my size. And then we will put it on the hanger and you can take a look at some of the close-ups of what an A2, if you want a real A2, and I'm not talking a real World War II A2, but like a reproduction, I'll show you what to look for and what not to look for. Or what to look out for. So without that, let's take a look at this and I'm gonna put it on. All right, so here's the jacket. As you can see, I mean, it's not ridiculously huge on me, but it's pretty big on me. If you wanna go with this type of look, then go with a 52. If you want this real baggy kind of 90s big clothing, you can totally do that. But if you want one that actually fits like it's supposed to fit, go with closer to your size. And if you're buying a really good reproduction, sometimes you want to go a little one size bigger because they'll make them as they made them in the 40s. And so you want like one size bigger, generally works pretty well. So here you go. I mean, it's a comfortable, it's not binding at all. It's because of that goat skin. And as I was saying, goat skin is very soft and supple and has lots of drape. So if you like the drape, look, this is going to give it to you for sure. So here it is. This is the Cooper A2. It's in seal brown goat skin. They'd either be, original A2s would either be in the seal brown or they'd be in a russet brown, which is a lighter color. Personally, I kind of like the seal brown. I've always been drawn to that one more so. And then different manufacturers would have different colored actual, like Arrow would have a, Arrow leather theirs is kind of a reddish tint. And I think the, one of the other ones had like an orangish, or like a, not orange, but more of mustardy tint. I can't remember the brand right now. But here it is, you can see. This is what typical A2 is. You have a collar that's snapped down on both sides. You can pop that up if you want. You have sewn down epaulets here. You can just see how soft this leather is. You have two snap pockets, a little bit of grain even there on this particular jacket. Oh, there's even a tag there. What's that say? Lot. There you go, size 52. I don't think there's anything on that side. Now, if you get an A2, don't get one with hand warmer pockets. They never came with hand warmer pockets. They're never supposed to have hand warmer pockets. That's just a modern mall jacket putting hand warmer pockets because guys naturally want to put their hands in their jacket, but A2s never had that. These pockets were never meant as a hand pocket. They were just meant to hold things, and that was it. There is never an inside pocket on an A2. This one does not have the inside pocket. It has like everything of an A2. You have an ideal chrome zipper. Now the ones before 1989 had a brass zipper when Cooper was making these. But in 89 they came out with the chrome. And then they also have a chrome throat latch here. So what it is like a little hook. And there's a little receptor there that you can tie that into it. Nobody ever uses that. It's there. So if you want to zip it all the way up and have it nice and tight, you can. But nobody really does that. You have, this is a cotton poly knit on the bottom and the cuffs. And then you have a mustard lining on the inside. And that's pretty common with all A2s, would always have this mustard cotton drill lining like that. Underneath the armpits, you have two vent holes. That's on each side. And on the back, you have a solid piece of leather. Always look for that too, because that's a sign of a more expensive quality jacket. When you have a seam running down it, generally, unless it's for a look that they're going for, it's to save money by using scrap pieces of leather that wasn't enough to make a back. So what they did is they take two pieces that if you sewed them together, you could make a back. And that's what they do, a lot of jackets. So if you ever see like that, avoid it. Cooper's great. It's a USA made, and it's basically similar, I say that hesitantly, from an original A2. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Now on the tag, you can see it says Cooper Type A2, which is fine. And then it says manufactured by the Cooper Defense Contract Division. And here's your actual tag for 52. Now, earlier ones was the same orange tag, but all this writing was gone. It wasn't until they got the government contract in '88 that they started putting that in there. Otherwise, it would just be plain. So if you see one that doesn't have that on it, that means it's pre of the government contracts where Cooper, using their sister company, Salary, made them. So that's just something to look out for. Now this also has two, and you can clearly see it there, rondelles where there was a patch here and here. So that's the thing about leather jackets, is when people do put patches on them, they're on them. I mean, you can take them off, but you can still see the stitch holes. Like if this was a wool jacket or something like that, you would never see those stitch holes. They would just blend, they would just, the fabric would just come together and seal itself basically. But leather doesn't do that. So in this, it doesn't, it really doesn't detract from it. And you could also put another patch over top of that. It never had a name plate, because you can see otherwise you'd have a little rectangle thing here with a guy's name. That was pretty common because everybody had a jacket and you want to make sure it was your jacket and not someone else's. So that is the Cooper A2. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode on the Cooper A2 flight jacket. It's, again, goatskin, and it's a great entry-level jacket if you're wanting to get into an A2. This is what I would recommend. One, it doesn't have to be this particular brand, but if you want an American-made A2, this would be a great intro into that. So hope you enjoyed this episode, learned a little bit, and if you're really into A2s, check out my other videos where I have 3 or 4 of these that you can watch, and you can see examples and see how they're worn and that sort of thing of A2s. And also just check out, if you just want to read up on A2s, read up on A2s. It's really a fascinating piece of clothing from a time period that still resonates today, and people are still into it, which is kind of rare, really, considering it was from the late 30s, you know, so when it kind of came out. So it's almost a 100-year-old style of jacket that really hasn't changed that much from its origins. So hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you on the next Derek Does. Thank you for watching.